From Mattel and their WWE Ultimate Edition line, this is the Monday Night War Walmart exclusive Roddy Piper, which is to say Roddy Piper as he would have appeared during the latter days of WCW. He would have fought Hulk Hogan at Starrcade, looking like this. He would have been really weird with Ric Flair on television, looking like this. And he would have been a part of countless matches and moments that no one remembers nor cares to talk about. I make all these jokes, but truth be told, I actually really like Roddy Piper from this era, especially that match he had with Hogan, even if the storyline around it was complete, ass. You got a good picture of him here on the side. You have figure photography as well as a picture of himself in the back. He was 6'2", 230 pounds from Glasgow, Scotland. He used the sleeper hold and he was a WCW United States champion. As the NWO sought to upend the WCW, Hot Rod arrived to even the odds. Finally, WCW had a force as chaotic as the entire NWO itself, leading to a main event of the Wolfpack against Piper, Ric Flair, and NFL legend Kevin Green. Guess what? I don't remember that one at all. But again, I actually really like Roddy Piper. I always have a soft spot for the Hot Rod. And I'm excited to mess with around this figure just because it looks a bit like he did later on in his career when I actually would have seen him the most as a kid. Getting the figure out of the package and looking as confident as only Roddy Piper could look, I really enjoy how this figure is looking just straight out of the box. For one thing, the head sculpts, the face cans, all really capture Roddy Piper to my eye. This looks exactly like how he looked in the late 90s, early 2000s. Alongside that, I love how they did the kilt. The last time I got a Roddy Piper was with the Legends line. That kilt was kind of bad. This one actually has like a separate belt piece. And when you take it off, here. The way we take it off is we gotta go like that. And then the belt piece, I actually don't know how you take the belt piece off. Does it come off? Surely it does. I guess we just have to wrestle it off. Or is there's a clasp here in the center. I'm just being a moron. There we go. But then you can see we have ring attire Roddy Piper. Of course, that's the ring attire he wore basically his entire career, the blue trunks, blue knee pads. So, if you have a younger Roddy Piper head laying around, this could also be an Ultimate Edition young Roddy. But we don't get many figures from this era of his career, so I prefer to keep him as is. This is also a good time to point out articulation. So we have a ball joint at the head, we have a butterfly joint, a universal at the shoulder, you have an upper arm rotation, a double jointed elbow, a universal at the wrist, a diaphragm joint, a waist joint, a universal at the hips as well as drop down hips. You have a upper leg rotation, you have a double jointed knee, you have a boot cut, you have back, or rather side to side of the ankles, and you have a toe joint. Great suite of articulation, exactly what we expect from an Ultimate Edition figure. And that makes this one of the most articulated Roddy Piper figures ever made. Granted, he's only had 2 Ultimate Edition figures so far, but hey, he's still the most articulated one. Where this Roddy Piper absolutely shines is the accessories. So, you have arms that are meant to just be for when he's not wearing the jacket. You have an alternate set of arms for the jacket, as well as the leather jacket's torso piece. You have a shirt that says Icon, a shirt that says Reality Check. You have a belt, you have the kilt, you have open gestural hands, you have closed fists, you have the grabby hands are on the default arms. That's 6 hands altogether, and in case you want a better look, these are the gestural hands. We've seen these with Jeff Hardy before. We also have the stoic look that he was in the box with, this big happy face, and a screaming face. That is a lot of different looks you can get from this one Roddy Piper. I've actually had a lot of fun just changing out the outfits and seeing what looks best. Does he look better with the shirt with the bare arms? Does he look better with the shirt plus the jacket but no kilt? Does he look better with the kilt just by itself? Does he look better without any of it on? You can get so many different looks out of this Roddy Piper that I could honestly say that this isn't just a 2-in-1. This might be a 3 or 4-in-1, just with how many separate looks you could achieve using this figure. The Ultimate Edition figures for the Monday Night War line so far have been amazing. This and the Bret Hart are 2 of the best versions of these wrestlers I've ever seen in figure form, and they both capture very specific eras of their careers that we just don't get that many figures of to begin with. That being Bret in 97 when he was still a part of the Hart Foundation, and then Roddy Piper here in the 97 time frame as well, going up against Hulk Hogan at Starrcade. These are such great figures, and they are both very much in the running for my figure of the year so far. I adore them both. I think in some ways I like the Roddy Piper more than I even like the Brett, but they both are absolutely incredible and get a full recommend from me.